Hi everyone and welcome to Quick Card Tuesday. Today we're going to be working on a really fun card. I wanted to make a card for someone special, so I'm going to be using the sentiment that says for someone special from the Kinder Stampo Vintage Birthday Stamp Set. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to work with a regular A2 size card. For this particular card, we're working with a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of black cardstock. So I've gone ahead and pre-cut that, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure I crease it correctly. We're going to be doing a lot of rounded corners on this card, only because it's a sweet little girl card, and I want to make sure that it doesn't look so harsh with the square corners. So just rounding everything up. Okay, so now our base looks like this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a piece of green cardstock, and we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm using my Crocodile, and this is the corner chomper, and I'm cutting the corners just with the 1/4 inch side, not using the 1/2 inch side, because again, I want it to look soft. Okay, now we'll go ahead and use our tape runner, and this is the Helmar tape runner, just to adhere all of the layers down. And I'm just going to center it on my card base like this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a piece of, this is just a kind of Christmassy colored paper, but again, it doesn't have to be a Christmas card. So you could use red, greens, and blacks and whites throughout the whole year. You'll see that when we put the sentiment down, it really won't look so Christmassy. So we'll put this down like this. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a sweet little border here. So I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper. Let's move this to the side and use my Martha Stewart doily punch. I tend to use this punch quite a bit. It's just really feminine and adds a really nice decorative touch to your project. So when in doubt, this is the punch that I use. And let's see. Let's just finish this off just in case. Make sure I have just enough for this card. Okay. So we'll move this over to the side. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut just a strip off of here. And it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to be doing a decorative ribbon border. So the top of it is going to be covered up. So it's going to go somewhere like this. And again, I'll just use my tape runner for this. Actually, I'm going to put it a little lower down so that it covers more of the area. Okay. And then I'll just turn it around and clip the excess off. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we have that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I've gone ahead and pre-cut a mat, and I'm going to put this one right here. I think, let me just measure this for you. I think it's just, yep, it's a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch mat. And we're just, again, using our tape runner to put it down. And I'm going to offset it a little bit, probably right around here. Okay. And then I have a piece of paper that has some really nice print on here. So it's just some script background. I could also use this one if I like. I think it might be a little too busy. So let's go ahead and use the script background instead. And then this is going to go layered right here. Okay. And then I have a piece of scrap paper here, and we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And I'll use some Memento ink for here. So I've already put the sentiment on my block, and I'm just going to ink it up. Move this over and just stamp it on here. And now you see it says, for someone special. And what I want to do for this is I'm not going to use the full sentiment as one straight line. I want to cut out each of the little words. So we're just going to do some trimming. Take off a lot of the excess white from around the border. Okay. And then I'm just going to cut all of these words out. And then I'm just going to use my Tim Holtz blending tool. And I have one of these little this is this black soot. So I've already inked that up, and I'm just adding a little bit of shadow to the sentiment. Okay, so there goes our sentiment. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my ribbon border here. So what I do for that is I just grab my Helmar tape runner and put a couple of layers of adhesive right on this edge like this. And then I'm going to grab some black satin ribbon, and I kind of just start on one end, pressing down, and then looping and pressing down and just folding. It's kind of like a looping, folding kind of technique. Again, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. Just play with it and have fun. None of your cards will ever look the same when you do this. So just keep folding and looping, folding and looping. Okay, so now you have a border that looks like this, and if I turn it on its side, you guys can see kind of how it looks a little ruffly. And again, we'll just trim the edges off. Okay, we'll trim that side, and now we'll trim this side. Okay, and then the next thing I did was I have this cute little magnolia stamp, and I've gone ahead and pre-colored her with my Copics. I just did kind of black hair and a peachy skin and just like soft reds and greens on it. And I'm going to put her right here because I want her to be the focal point of my card. And then we'll take our sentiments and we'll just put a little bit of adhesive on here and kind of layer them on top, just kind of offsetting them. I don't want them to look perfectly layered at all. So for someone special, and then this one will go something like this. Okay, and then I have a couple of flowers, and I'm gonna put those right here. So let's see. I have kind of a red flower and a white flower, and I'm just twisting the ends of the wire like this, and then I'm going to grab the end of my paintbrush and kind of coil it around because I want the wire to be part of the project. So just kind of stick out like that. And then I have a cute little crocheted flower that I think I'm just going to layer on there as well. And to adhere these down, I like to use Helmar Scrap Dots. It's a dimensional adhesive, but it works really well for these types of dimensional embellishments as well. Because sometimes you can't get them to stay on perfectly because they have so much depth in the flower. So we'll just put these right here, and then I'll put a little bit of adhesive on my little crocheted flower as well. We'll put her there. And then to finish it off, I think I'm going to go ahead and put a pearl here as well. So let me just grab one of these pearls and put the little pearl right in the center like that. So there we go, a really sweet card to make for someone special in your life. I just want to show you a picture of, an example of another one that I made earlier. It's a pink version of the same card. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tip. Oh, actually, you know what? I just noticed that I forgot something. I wanted to add a little bit of greenery. So let's just tuck this in because I know I have there's plenty of adhesive under there. So you see now I've added that as well. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tip, and I can't wait to share new ideas with you really soon. Thanks for watching.